brainy, large figure carrying the Jason over their shoulder, and Jason's just kind of standing there like, man, I fucked up. Like, wanted kidnapping.
There is collective guilt running in the house tonight.
Just
and by collective, I specifically mean Morningstar and Jason. Feeling incredibly guilty.
On the other hand, Cloudy, who feels absolutely no guilt whatsoever, is 100% expecting T to potentially fly off the handle, but is feeling much, much better after a very extensive blackmail session, because that's usually not what people about to go absolutely frickin' murder happy tend to do. That's cold and calculating, not hot-blooded and ragey. So he's still going to have his spirit, hey, watch over him, and then go to bed.
Mojave also sort of expects T to fly off the handle, and he knows T isn't the most fond of him, so he's kind of like, he's lying low at the moment. High-key waiting for Scales to come back with the intention that if Scales does not return within the next couple of hours, he's just gonna bounce. Mojave's out.
Absolutely fair. So as the Condo of Guilt prepares their evening, whether they be preparing for running away, falling asleep to their own shame, or falling asleep to just
or Cloudy
uncomfortable night. We switch locations, as we put, to Scales wandering the street. Scales, where would you like to try to go to find 404?
I think what I'll do is most nights she's at her club, right? That's fair to say.
Probably. Every time you've been to the Diamond Stallion, you have seen 404. Clearly 404 runs the security there, and unless it's a night off, she's gonna be there. And if not there, you know the other location she normally is.
Okay. I send a text message to Nero and ask him if he sees 404 in the building.
You get, maybe it's about, minute or two, and you get a text message back of just, 404's chilling by the bar.
I don't say anything back, and flavor-wise, it looks like Morningstar's parkouring through the fucking buildings to get there fast.
Just sliding in and out.
Incredibly upset. She's super mad, so she's like faster than a bullet. I think very anime style, there's just like a light trail of her reptilian eyes because she's so fucking upset and trying to get there as fast as possible.
For a little we'll run with this. Downtown isn't that far away to walk, honest to God, from where the condo is. There's no bridge you gotta cross, you just go down a little bit. So it doesn't take you too long with the way you know the back streets, and it's just alley after alley. You cross like maybe 4 roads that are actually major, and you can end up coming out around the back side of the road where the Diamond Stallion is. It is about, you can see from the line, midway through the night for them. So the line isn't as long as it normally is, but, it's a very popular club. But you know that you could easily just walk right in the VIP entrance, if you wanted to.
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to get to 404 very quickly.
So you enter into the Diamond Stallion. There's a show already going on. You can actually see Sleipnir is up on stage. It seems like one of his shows. And scanning as quickly as you can, desperately, you catch sight of the very obvious white side-swept hair of 404, as she seems to be hunched over the bar, honestly nursing, like one hand, other hand's on the bar, a whiskey glass. And I will give it's not very hidden. Over on the other side, and the only reason you recognize is you're already mad. You see Starry Eyes sat at a very far table in the lounge area with a gentleman next to her, almost entirely chromed out. This man's about as chromed as T, maybe even more. And he's like wearing basically just a bodysuit, so his arms and legs are obvious. And he sat with her, and you can see that the side of her face is red. From here, that's how large this red smack area is. And the cybered up gentleman is just sort of rubbing her back as she sort of sits there, kind of hands clasped, and she's just looking down at the table.
Resists the urge to go over there and wrap my entire body around this girl and squeeze until she stops breathing. Instead, notes the gentleman. Is there anything about him that seems familiar to me?
You have seen this man before. The very first time you ever met Starry Eyes, when you left, he walked into the room after you. The second time you saw him, and even though you were pretty damn drunk, when Starry Eyes and T went upstairs, very soon after, he followed upstairs. And another familiar aspect about this gentleman, now that you are really looking at him, one of the few places on his body that is not cybered is the majority of his face. Just his eyes are glowing in the dark. Him and Starry Eyes, though it is clear masculine versus feminine, their appearances are nigh identical.
Twins. Amazing. Ooh, God. Do I want to go over there and be a bad person? Okay. So, I see that, I put a fucking pin in it, and I go straight up to 404. Not even looking at Nero, because normally Nero, like, mans the bar when he's not performing. So I just tunnel in on her, and I don't sit down. I just stand directly behind her, and I say, we need to talk.
4-4 does not move for just a second, and then a heavy sigh. She gets up. Where do you want to talk?
Somewhat private.
Right. Come with me. And she just chugs the rest of that drink, sets the glass down, and walks off, and is leading you up the stairs towards, like, the private rooms.
Okay. I need 2 seconds. My child is calling for me. I will be right back.
Go on ahead. How's everyone doing tonight? Other than suffering.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm not even suffering in game. Gosh.
Yeah, I'm just
Question.
vibing.
The Diamond Stallion, is that a reference to the Butt Stallion from Borderlands?
It's not, but that is pretty hilarious, actually.
It should be.
It's, you know what? A little side, yeah, sure. That's pretty funny, and if anyone in
before,
this,
but it might be now.
if any one of these characters you have ever met is going to have that personality, it's going to be Sleipnir.
Perfect.
What did I miss? I'm back.
Nothing. They simple ask if the Diamond Stallion was a reference to Butt Stallion from Borderlands. Not originally, but I guess now it is.
No, it's canon. All right. Yeah, I
404.
I follow her.
404 is gonna lead you up the stairs. And as you get upstairs, obviously all the sounds of the room below just kind of fade away. Once the door shuts, obviously. It is the same room that 404 had brought you to that very first job you ever did. Leather, glass table, black and teal, cyan colors everywhere. And of course, a bar.
We have many problems, but first one, most important one. Starry Eyes, girl downstairs. She connected to you?
Yes. Yes, she is.
So, I'm going to wager you know already what she did.
Yes. I'm aware of what she did.
I have several things in mind on how to handle something like this, but I'm going to ask you instead, in all this wisdom that I'm hoping you have, how do you think I should deal with what she has done?
Well, given the mess she's gotten herself into now with T, I don't know what else y'all want. You already got the most blackmail possible on her.
What was she looking for?
Four is gonna walk over to the bar area and just kind of reach around it, pull out a whiskey bottle, and just pop the cap and take a swig of it. She was looking...
That bad.
She was looking for... not biologically, but I guess kindredly, a sibling.
She was looking for a sibling in T's head.
Yeah.
You are going to have to do better than that.
I know. Fuck it, I guess. There's nothing else I can do. She was looking for T.
So, are you telling me they are related? Is that what you're saying?
As I
Not
said,
biologically, obviously,
yeah.
but
They came from the same group. Though Starry and her brother were sold off early. T was kept. I'm a little sad about that, honestly. They'd all gotten sold together, I might have been able to find them all.
well, what has happened in the past cannot be fixed. It is what it is. Who T is now. And Morningstar recalls the research that she's done on T and sort of the kind of vague understanding of what his background is. And says T is not one that someone wants as an enemy.
No, he's not.
And so I'm going to make a suggestion to you. Because if I interact with Starry Eyes, you will not like what I do to her. So, I suggest you tell her to be honest with him. She cannot keep secrets. Not now.
You don't know, do
He's-
you?
Want to know what?
The phone call. The reason I even know what happened. The phone call that just happened about, oh goodness, 20, 30 minutes ago from T. You were mentioned in it. He used you as a threat for blackmail. I should be mad at you.
I see. Are you mad at me?
I'm mad at the situation. I'm mad that I didn't think about the fact that my...
You're...
Ah, fuck it. You've already figured out that I have one kid. My daughter. Not biological.
Your kid seemed to be causing me and my friends issues. It was your kid that stabbed my friend, yes? And punched my other in the face?
What do you want me to do? They're adults. They make fucking mistakes. I'll admit...
You know, I would count punch in face mistake. Stabbing someone through the body into a car, opening up a special black box that keeps one from going absolutely haywire, are not mistakes, these are choices. Choices were made.
She was just trying to fix her mistake. She didn't mean it to get locked that long. Who do you think put it there? How do you think that she opened it so quickly and was able to relock it?
Right. But she could not be bothered to tell T to begin with.
She's not
It's
good
not
at
like it was
talking.
their first not good at talking. She's just fine at talking, I think.
Not to people like T. Not to someone that broken. It's hard. It's hard to look at somebody and realize they don't register who you are. What would you do if someone you cared about forgot you?
Por favor. My history is not a secret to you.
No, it's not.
I know exactly how that feels. But in none of that does the choice to not say anything and clear it up, create black box, then open it, take thing out of it, and make him essentially vulnerable to whatever the fuck is out there, and then send this on missions in which it can be disrupted.
The disruption wasn't caused by her.
I find it hard to believe that it did not at least make him vulnerable.
Oh.
The box being there to begin with makes him vulnerable.
It does. But are you going to blame a 10-year-old for lashing out and trying to fix something?
I am not ever going to blame a child, but Starry Eyes is no longer a child.
Starry Eyes
As you said,
tried to
she's
fix
an
it.
adult. She needs to use her words. I mean, this is the problem. I have managed to put lock back on it, and hopefully it is strong enough that it cannot be tampered with again. But there are obviously secrets in there, and as long as there are, those are weapons that can be used. Weapons to which can unlock whatever is in T, and then it is everybody's fucking problem.
You don't even know what's in the box.
No, I don't.
You opened
But
it.
she does.
You didn't look at it?
No, I did not open it. It seems like a very bad idea. Let me open black box in the back of this ginormous cybernetic man. That sounds like a good idea for my survival. Yes. No, I did not look in it.
Go there. If you're not gonna look in
Okay,
it, then I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Well, I won't look at it without his permission. Regardless, she needs to at least have conversation with him.
I'm sure she's going to once she calms down.
Once she calms down.
Well, having a fight with your mother can be kind of upsetting.
Oh, I wish I could have that option, but that is not one open to me.
And she takes another swig of the
Regardless.
whiskey and leans back and it's just, do you want the option?
No, actually. Because if she cared at all about me, then she would come find me. She knows I exist. I am not naive enough to think that she does not know that I am in the city. If she wanted to speak to me, she would. Instead, she is doing whatever she is doing. Until she becomes of some value to me, I don't want to see her. But this conversation is not about me. We're talking about your children now. Starry Eyes, I really hope makes the right decision and speaks to T about these things, because if she doesn't, she has an enemy. The next thing we need to talk about is your other child and how you want to deal with that, because that seems like something very important, especially because T just killed his dad. So you're going to work with me to find out solution.
I can't. He's already gone. He's already gone. I got Danny to tell
Already?
me what happened. Mononongal already took it from him. He's not in there anymore. I can't control him. He's not my son anymore.
Mononongol is a problem. Did you know that Mononongol is not a regular person?
We always assumed she was a mage.
No. From what my peers understand, she is like unbound spirit made manifest and very strong. She is of the blood magic. She is a true problem. You know, we saved those kids, but I imagine that is not the last time she will be searching for more kids to do who knows what with.
You watch as you're telling 404 about the unbound spirit, the blood magic. Her eyes get really wide. And she just starts shaking. Not in fear. And she just almost pauses for a moment. And then gripping that bottle in her hand, she throws it full force at the wall and shatters it.
So you understand how serious the problem is. That is great. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Definitely explains a lot.
I understand that in the type of business you run, secrets are important. But with this, secrets cannot be, at least between us. We cannot have my entire team going into these missions without knowing full picture. So, here's
Do you
what
think
I
I
am
knew
proposing to
he
you.
was there? You think I knew what Starry Eyes was gonna do?
You didn't, but you know now. And so whatever choices we make now are very important. Is there any more children that we need to know about that might fuck up the process of us trying to take care of issues?
No. The only 2 children I had that I didn't know where they were the ones I have with Augie. Boys.
Boys.
Soro
More
died
than
when he
one.
was 14, and Turo's already dead. You've met 4 of them. And the other 2 you've never met, but you'll probably find them.
Quick mental math.
Yeah, you're doing math of like, hold on, was that 6 children that you've actually had, and then 2 that you... what?
Right. Doing quick mental math, and it's like, okay, lots of babies, wonderful. And then is able to, I think, make the connection of the only 2 essentially outsiders we've met that are in contact through 404 would be Frenzy and
Torpor.
Torpor, thank you. I almost forgot his name. And then obviously Starry Eyes, and then the other one that's down there.
Yeah.
I am sorry for your loss. I'm sure it is unimaginably painful.
If I'm honest, I guess it was a bit early. But as you can see, and just sort of points to her ears, they were gonna die before me anyway. And with 2 of them being sick, the only 2 who probably would have stayed with me, knowing my luck, I'll outlive every child I have.
That is a burden I cannot imagine carrying. And so again, I am sorry. But if there's ever a time to bring them in close, it's now. I'm sure with a conversation, an honest one, Starry Eyes and T can be cordial with each other again.
Probably. Although, the more he talks to her, the more likelihood that he's gonna break that box open himself. It's not stable. Even locked, it's not stable.
I know.
It
No, I've
holds
seen the
him.
box.
It holds memories that he doesn't want back. The only reason he's what he is now is everything that could stop him is in that box. If you want your friend to stay the way he is, don't let that box open. He won't be a whole person, at least in my opinion, but it's not my choice to make, it's his.
I will speak to T. We will handle the box and what is inside it.
And you don't have to worry about Starry. She's been... Let's go with grounded. That's a pretty good term. No matter what happens, I am stronger than her. I taught her. So, she won't be doing anything aggressive to people's heads from now on.
Good. But they
Also-
should still talk.
Oh, I don't mind that. But that's up to them, not me.
It is not my place to tell him his actual connection to her, which I'm sure is going to dredge up some weird feelings because I'm pretty sure he was attracted to her at one point or another. So they need to talk. But we will handle Vox.
I wonder what he's gonna do when he figures everything out.
Hopefully not set fire to the entire city, but that's still an option, so we'll see.
Well, he's not gonna get that far. There's forces in this city that aren't gonna let him do that.
I don't know if I know anyone stronger than T.
Well,
And I'm not talking physically.
Let me tell you. I do.
Well then. Our current problem is Mononongo.
That's not a problem we can attack head on. I have a
Definitely
contact that I'm
not.
going to be dealing with. But from this point forward, I don't want you all bothering with it. You won't be able to do anything. Trust me. If you're right, I have to speak to someone different than I have been. And, since you've told me this, I suddenly don't care if I get my arm broken again. Here, and you are immediately going to get a message. Like, just popping up in your thing.
I will open it.
The minute you open it, it is a set of files. One of them, very quickly, you recognize immediately, it is from the facility. And it is a log. You recognize this as a security log. It's
Okay.
the day your mom left.
Okay.
It would probably take you a little while to get through the whole thing, but you know this is a security log and it's dated the day your mom disappeared. The other thing is basically a set of emails, and even skimming through them, the bolded out words are threatening, and it's to 404 from someone called Jormungandr. And you can tell, because you understand how these things work, when these were sent, they were encrypted, but the ones you're given were decrypted by 404.
Okay.
And so you actually have the full name list and who or where they're from. The last thing, other than these aggressive emails to 404, is a medical file. It's signed, and it's almost like a photocopy of a physical medical file, signed by Frenzy, and it is a breakdown of a sufferer of the blood plague, and immediately you recognize Naga blood and its effects with blood plague and what it is doing to somebody. You see the word Lamia pop up.
Okay.
All
right.
And the individual who in question here is named, getting the name correct, Lynn Aurora.
Does that name ping anything for me?
You immediately remember your grandfather. Unlike the scientist, your grandfather actually used names for the experiments that he kept. Your mother was one of the ones he kept, and he called her Lynn. She had a longer name in the Nanga language, but shortened,
Mhm.
it is Lynn.
Okay. I think very quickly I put all the files in like almost like a special secret box or like folder in my stuff. That way it's sort of locked down until I am able to look at it more carefully. And I look to 404 and I give a note and I say thank you.
You're welcome. Also, be careful. I'm a pretty damn smart person, and I've been around a very long time. And due to my connections, I'm technically a part of a group that, runs this place. Your mom is one of them now. You've not met the last one, but you probably will. Almost every fixer tends to get jobs from him. Sleipnir's another. Be careful of all of them. Also, even if you don't want to, just for me, as a big old fuck you to Lynn, please go see her. Please. She deserves it.
When the time is right, I will go see her. Now I have to go repair a friendship.
Ooh. Good luck. That's the hardest thing to do. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go get myself another fucking bottle of whiskey. And then... I don't know. Plan a funeral.
Have a
And
good
404 is
night.
gonna storm out.
Yep, I let her go, and then I will take off myself, and I will head back to the condo. Yeah, I mean, I would probably take the same way that I came to get back, the fastest route.
Oh, yeah. And it won't take you very long through the back streets to get back to the condo. I figure by the time you enter back in, most of the condo is dark, as probably everyone but Mojave, I would assume, is awake. If anyone else wants to be awake at this time, you may request it, but I would assume Mojave was waiting to see if you would come back.
Hey, if that's the case, I'm sure like Mojave's light is still on in their room, and
Honestly, he's probably just lying low, like chilling on the couch in the living room, his bag next to him, like more so than usual. Lights aren't on. He's not trying to draw any attention. He doesn't want the others to wake up if he does decide to slip out. But he's just chilling there.
Yeah, Morningstar will come in like very quiet, sneak, like very very teenager snuck out and is trying to sneak back into the house, and then shuts the door, and then we'll see that Mojave is there on the couch. Probably like jump a little bit, like oh shit.
He probably has the same reaction.
We both just like oh. And then relaxes and looks at him, sees Beg. Are you going somewhere?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think so. Not yet, anyway.
Please don't. Please stay.
Yeah. Are you staying?
I would like to, if T doesn't try to kill me first.
Yeah. I don't really know what's going on, but it does seem to be a lot.
I was stupid and paranoid, and for a long time it was just me. And I did a lot to ensure my safety. When I met T, I sort of scanned him the way I do everyone, and I was able to find a kind of box, if you can imagine, in the back of his head. It was locked. I placed marks on the box in case I needed to do something to protect myself. Hold on, there's been an emergency.
Oh dear.
Oh no. Oh no. POV 404 a very long time ago.
Oh gosh.
Kids revolting.
Oh,
Revolting. And you know 404 would have very willful children.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
If her non-biological kids are that willful, her biological kids are absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof.
So anyone's character's probably having some good dreams, bad dreams, nightmares tonight. And what are
How
you
long has it been?
feeling? I mean, this is the night of, like, after your surgery.
Yeah. I mean, how many... Has it been like an hour plus?
Probably. I mean, it's probably been the way I was pulling it. Unless you really wanted to, everyone has at least escaped to the room. The house is dark. Everyone but Mojave and 404, unless you request it, is asleep.
404? Scales.
I don't think T so much as dreams as he falls asleep with some
Alright.
details on.
You can tell I've been 404 in the
Oh.
brain.
Hello, we're back. Sorry.
We're here. We're alive.
Scales on?
Everything's okay.
Avi and Scales.
Right. Where were we?
You were explaining the black box to Mojave.
Yes, okay. Black box in his head, and I put marks on it just in case I would need to, I don't know, shut him down somehow if he tried to attack me. I shouldn't have done it. I should have told him that I even had access to that part of his head, but I didn't. It was a breach of trust. Turns
Mojave
out...
sort of-
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, just Mojave sort of nods.
Turns out I was not the only one. Jay also saw the box and was fiddling with it. But that was from before we met them, so I don't know what was happening there. And then, at the race, whatever happened after T pulled off Augie's head, and there was that bright light, whatever that was, malfunctioned the box somehow, causing it to open. That is where we found out that it was tampered with more thoroughly by Starry Eyes, and that girl who gave us the job to find the kids.
Oh.
Yes. I imagine she did this that night we were all at the bar.
You know, technology is about as much of a closed book to me as a book. So I've just been watching everybody flipping their lids, and I don't got a clue what's been going on. So thank you for spelling it all out.
Of course. We cannot have secrets anymore. It is too dangerous. I
Secrets and
found out-
truths both.
Yeah, that's fair. I found out about them. The man who attacked you.
Oh?
Yes, apparently this child of 404 and Augie.
Slow blink. Okay.
Yes, apparently she has many children. But the unfortunate bit.
Well, I sure hope none of the others try to do that.
Yeah, no, that's what I spoke to her about when I was out.
Oh, good.
Because, you know, I would hate to have to kill her children. But regardless, found out that apparently Monon Goal. You know when Cloudy talked about Ogi's soul not being in his body, but sort of in a weird
Oh
way
yeah,
attached
he was
to it?
real weird looking. When we
Yes.
went and saw him, and then she saw me, and it was a freak. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently similar situation with 404's child. So
Oof.
there's... Yes, so the reason why her child came after you at all is Mononongol. Because
Huh.
his soul is not in his body, his mother cannot have any
Well,
influence
that's
over him.
dandy. Okay, well,
Yes, so assassination attempt by Mononongol via 404's child. So, you know, it's all very good to hear out loud, I suppose.
was it because I'm a beacon, or is because of Ollie? I still didn't answer my questions about why, but okay.
I don't know. It
More we
could
know.
be because of the threat that T and I put out about, hey, don't collect and traffic children.
Yeah, but Jay
I-
was also there, and he didn't get pinned to the truck by a sword.
Right. So it definitely was assassination attempt on you, specifically. It could have to do with Ollie, it could have to do with just you.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. I suppose.
Yes, either way though, we have to keep an eye out for this individual, because I doubt it will be last time.
I mean, I'm not too keen on being stabbed again, so it sounds just fine to me. Keep an eye out. I'll keep two.
That is why you must stay close. You cannot go.
Shrugs.
I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah. Well, now that you're back, I can rest easy, so, yeah. Rest well.
Good night, Mojave. And she'll wander off, but she doesn't quite go to her room. She goes to T's. She sneaks in. Super quiet, just, slips on in. Is there an end table in this room?
There is now.
Amazing, wonderful. I think she for a little bit is like just staring at him sleep, which is super creepy. And like she's aware that it is, but it's more like she's not staring at him, she's more trying to figure out what to do. And is like hoping that it'll come to her in this moment. I think eventually though she pulls out a little notepad and just very quickly writes, "I'm sorry, and when you're ready, we should talk. But more importantly, you need to have a deeper conversation with Starry Eyes. She knows a lot about you." And then I will put the little note folded up and put it on the end table. give a second glance to make sure he didn't wake up. It's like, super paranoid about it. And then eventually will make her way out of the room, shut the door very carefully, and then go into her room, shut the door and lock it. And then I think in bed, she is probably up for a while trying to decide if she should look at those papers now or later. But I think sleep eventually takes her. I think that there's been so much commotion and like emotional turmoil that she's like, I can't compute right now. Let me try to fucking sleep. So she will then go to bed.
With everyone headed off to bed, you all sleep through the night. Some probably more fitful than others. You all wake up the next morning. I'm gonna give. You all go through your normal morning routine. And it is up to anyone. Someone will turn on a radio or the TV, something along those lines. There is a news story this morning. Somewhere near the downtown area, closer to the water than anything, there was a body found at a warehouse. It is believed to be a mob hit, as the body was discovered with the telltale signs and removal of organs that is known to be part of the notorious Loki-Sun Mafia. The individual in question that was found dead, their picture is flashed up. Obviously not the body, but their identification. It is Danny, Augie's brother.
Oh.
Oh.
I think. Sorry, go ahead.
Simply, I was going to just add one last thing. Identification of the body, and I'll give this for rumors automatically. Identification of the body had to be done through extensive blood work on organs, as at least 99% of the blood had been removed from the body. There was also no head, hands, or feet. And multiple organs were gone. Apparently this is something the Loki-Suns are known for when removing fellow criminals.
So they just eat them, take their hands, feet, and head?
And sometimes multiple organs as well.
Okay, you tell me if I'm reaching here. But the almost all the blood gone and several organs gone, does that ring bells of our dear sick friends, Frenzy and Torpor? Does that ring?
Yeah, I mean, you're very much aware that
nice.
People involved with 404, which she has admitted that she's part of the Loki-Sun Mafia, a lot of them are ghouls now, and ghouls eat blood and organs.
Yeah, that feels about right. Cool. Quick
Some guy's spleen.
Quick question about Edge. How do I recover Edge? I know I've asked this before, but I've
you all have had restful sleep. I believe it is. I thought it was all of your Edge, but is it one? One of your
Only
Edge.
one?
1 point
Okay.
for another rest of sleep, or whenever you deem a cool moment, or
Okay.
whenever else you wish, a storyteller.
Okay. So that's one Edge gone. Wonderful. Cool. Amazing. Yeah, I think like Morningstar would have found this out via she just peruses the interwebs and whatnot when she wakes up, and will come out and just like poke her head out to see if anyone else is awake.
Jay would be awake. He was probably listening to music on the radio and had the TV on at the same time, so he got hit with that news alert on both. and he'd be basically cooking up breakfast for everyone. Forearms are going.
Mojave's just there
Okay.
waiting for breakfast, watching the news.
Yeah, if that's the case, then Morningstar will, slither on out and say, well, they certainly work fast.
Yeah. Yeah, fast and thorough, that's for sure.
Um. So, I told 404 about Mononongol's true nature. She seemed very surprised. They apparently only thought she was mage. Very powerful
I mean, you're not
mage.
exactly gonna assume somebody's blood thingy flying around.
Scales, do you remember how I acted when I first discovered it, and how I was a paranoid bugger for a while, and freaking out and ranting and raving, and that's the appropriate response.
Yes, she threw a bottle of full whiskey at Wall.
That's
It's
it?
a waste of whiskey. She started shaking, wide eyes, she looked terrified,
Okay.
but it all kind of culminated in her.
Appropriate.
Right.
Cloudy will lean forward. Very appropriate reaction to a free blood spirit.
Uh-huh.
Especially one as powerful
so-
as her.
She was real scary looking.
Well, here's the thing. She does not want us involved with it anymore. Apparently, Mononongol and anything to do with her is out of our purview.
So,
Yes.
she's probably got a point, and that's correct. I don't know if I can uninvolve myself, because she saw my face.
And sent someone to kill you, so... Oh, that's right. Should let you guys know. Person punched you in face and tried to kill Mojave was 404's child, but the thing is not really her child anymore because soul gone. Kind of like Augie.
Yeah, glued
Because
to-
of Mononongol.
yeah.
So...
I'm a dead man!
Didn't Mononongol see Mojave's soul too? Something like
oh,
that?
yes.
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 That's
Yes.
worse-
I'm
Is
gonna
that
come
worse-
in. I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
come in common sense because I don't. If I'm correct, and I set this up correctly, I hope I did. Common sense. Everyone here is gonna remember, hopefully, or at least Cloudy. Mononongol saw Mojave after Mojave was injured.
Yes.
Oh.
So this individual came after Mojave, and then came the moment when you went on your spirit quest and Mononongol saw his soul. I just wanted
Hence
to
the
slide that
cheerful
in
and
there.
chipper, I'm a dead man.
Yes. It's okay, maybe Mononongol didn't send. I don't know, but what happened to 404's child is similar to what was done to Augie. Although I think maybe less crow. On top of which, apparently Starry Eyes is also 404's child, adopted, but... So, it's
How many kids
apparently
does that woman have?
apparently there's like 6 and 2 are dead now, so I don't know. It was 8, is 6 now? I don't know. We
Oh.
met 4 of them. So Starry Eyes, man that is like always with her, I'm assuming, because of how they look, twins. And then Frenzy and Torpor are also her children.
So she has 2 undead kids, 2 dead kids, at least one that is basically dead, and a couple more we haven't seen yet, and
Well, they're alive. It's basically a full set.
Yeah.
That's
oh
all the
boy.
status. That's all the ways a person can be.
So, yes, she's told me that they will not be problem for us, but I figured I should tell you guys that.
Yeah, that
I
sounds like a mess.
saw Story Eyes there at the club when I went to go see 404.
All right.
Apparently,
No.
404 slapped her in the face, so, their conversation went well.
So 2 questions. Can we finish up this job for the love of all that is holy? And 2, do y'all know any other fixtures in this city? Because these 2 are dramatic, are family drama that is the least professional shit I've ever fucking seen.
Well, I mean, Frenzy gave us a job the one time, but he's also in the family, so...
Yes. Technically, this job is done. The job was to save the kids and essentially dispatch Alpi, which we've done. So, but when it comes to finding another fixer, we will have to look, because otherwise 404 and Story Eyes were the ones who gave us jobs before.
I think at that point, there's the distant sound from the weight room of the heavy bag giving up the ghost and landing on the floor. And then, like 20 seconds later, T will walk in with his workout done.
Just like, it's so tense. She's so tense. She's like, oh my god.
Mojave just wave, morning!
Jay would when T would come into the kitchen, Jay would slide him a plate stacked with food. T, can I get you a drink, man?
Yeah, do we have any orange juice?
Jay would pour him an orange juice and give him the orange juice.
Take it and sit at the table, kind of giving him an eye, like, thanks. Raise his glass of orange flavored soy liquid to Jason and take a sip.
Yeah.
It's just Tang. At this
Honestly,
point.
Morningstar is as still as a statue. You're not sure if she's even breathing. She's just like super still at the table.
Once everyone has food and a drink, Jay would get himself a glass and a plate and sit down, join everyone.
Very slowly, like cutting the food, even though you've never seen her do this before. And she's just like, panic staring.
Does she usually swallow the shit whole?
Yep. Yep.
Hey.
Normally she just like picks it up with her hand and swallows it, but she's like absolute perfect table manners, elbows off the table. Definitely the energy of like, don't get dad mad, like just, oh god.
He's not
Hey,
mad, he's
T-Man.
disappointed.
Which is even worse, and that's why we are being the best behaviored child we could be right now.
I want to try to clear the air and apologize about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it feels real bad having betrayed your trust like that, and I never meant it that way. I mean, what was that, a couple months ago? Just some schmuck off the streets shows up at my clinic, busted the hell up, dying, needing help. And, I help you out, get you fixed up, and I noticed the weird fucking bot. And yeah, it doesn't open, it's locked, it's curious. I didn't know what it was, but yeah. I tried to open it, it didn't open. I didn't think anything of it. After that, when we started hanging out, when we started running from the cops, and getting involved in all this other shit, we became friends. And man, I forgot about the box. I don't even care about the box. I never even wanted to look at it again. I never bothered you about it. Like, I forgot about it. But I still did it when I first met you, and man, I'm sorry. I never meant to betray your trust.
Yeah, you guys don't have anything to worry about.
Morningstar almost faints from relief. It's like, oh my god, and just lands on the table.
You didn't
And
know
then
me. Scales didn't know me. Forget it.
for what it is worth, I am sorry too. There is no justification truly for doing it, but I did find out last night some things, and if you want to know, I will tell you.
About what?
About the box. Not what is in it. I only if you ask me to look inside will I look, but I never opened it, so I don't know what is in it. I went to see 404 last night. My intent was to try to find Story Eyes because I was going to kill her. But then Story Eyes was... Yes, and then Story Eyes was there. But it was clear that she got slapped in the face, which was kind of satisfying, but I wanted to do worse anyway. I focused, and I went to speak to 404, and I learned some things that... so Story Eyes is 404's child, adopted child, and there is connection between you and Starry Eyes, and I think you should try to talk to Starry Eyes to find out more about it, but it is why the box is there to begin with.
Just a whole rolled up pancake shoved into one cheek. Just staring at her while she's fucking letting it all out.
Yeah, panic talking.
Okay.
And right, I locked it when we fixed it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, so there's nice lock on it, but when I spoke to 404, she told me the box itself is unstable, and for as much as both Story Eyes and I had put a lock on it, it is not guaranteed it will remain closed regardless. 404 told me that the more contact you have with Starry Eyes, the more unstable the box will become. But there is vital information that you need to know about Starry Eyes and yourself. And so at least I think one conversation needs to be had. But only if you want to, of course. Takes a nervous sip of orange juice.
There's a lot of silent chewing from his end. It's nodding his head.
When he doesn't talk. Yeah. I mean, she doesn't say anything in response, but she's definitely like, you know, kind of on guard of like, okay, what happens now? You know.
Yeah. So when we go get paid today, I will wait in the other room.
On that note, Scales, you get a little on your comlink.
I think she like jumps because she's so intent focused on T that she's like not prepared for the sound at all. So she like jumps in her seat and like fork and knife kind of clatter, and then she's like, "Oh, sorry, I just got the message," and then we'll open up the message itself.
It is a simple message from 404, and it equates to this. Listen, I'm hungover, woke up, realized I'm not ready to let Starry Eyes talk to anyone right now. Call it a mother's issue. Here, this is for you. Check your bank accounts. And then the ending of the message is, give it about 2 weeks and she'll be ungrounded. Sorta.
So, I just received a message from 404, and she's already paid us. It is in bank accounts. You can check to make sure it went through. And we're apparently not allowed to talk to Starry Eyes yet because Starry Eyes is grounded. So, for like 2 weeks, and then we'll be able to speak to her, if that is something you still want to do.
Oh, okay. 2 weeks for what she did. All right, noted.
Well, you know, she...
Sausage link in the mouth. Like, oh, okay.
Well, you see, I was very angry and pretty much told 404 that if she did not handle Starry Eyes that I would, and I think she understood the intent. And so... always worse can be done after 2 weeks is over, but I think that look, I'm not defending Starry Eyes at all. I want to wring her neck, but I imagine she is getting punished quite thoroughly.
I hope so. We'll see.
If you still need to exact some kind of retribution, good job, baby. I think that you should talk to her first to find out that vital information.
I'm not super worried about retribution at this point.
Apparently, you blackmailed Starry Eyes and like used me to do so. I'm not upset about it. I just didn't know, and I would like to know what you said.
Oh.
That way, I can prepare if ever it comes to I have to actually do the blackmail.
The information you pulled, that was. Yeah, when you were inside and you said that she had been in there.
Oh yes, I made copies of her.
Yeah.
Well, best way to put it, of like digital trace.
Yeah. Proof that essentially she was the last person to access it before it shit the bucket.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, according to 404, Starry Eyes is not capable of of making it become unstable because she created the box itself.
Oh, sure, that's how that works.
Right. But so there are several options, I guess, as to how it could have ruptured, given your close proximity to whatever it was that was inside of Augie when you ripped his head off. That could have been enough of a disturbance.
So I will ignore and avoid large magical shockwaves when possible.
That sounds like a good plan to me.
I can do that. But I'm not super interested in revenge on Starry Eyes. I learned a very important lesson, and I will move forward with that in mind.
T, your comm link goes. Boop.
Oh, that better be my bank. And he'll pull his phone out and take a peek.
Right now, if any of you check your bank, it happened in the middle of the night. All of you have 3,000 new yen.
Hell yeah.
We were supposed to haggle over the extra bonuses, but I guess that's that got pushed off to the wayside.
Yeah, T is staring at that
2 weeks later.
It's triple what you were promised.
Yeah.
Was it?
You
yeah,
were
'cause
promised
it was
1,000,
5
and then there would have been extra if you had gotten the kids.
Mm-hmm. And we did. We got all the kids out. Yeah.
And then what's the actual message on my phone?
It is from 404, and it is literally stating, As the time stands, I understand if you have issue, but Starry Eyes is no longer your fixer. If you wish to speak to her, it's through me. If you wish to have any jobs, it's through me if you would like them. And basically, you can add the contact for 404 as a fixer if you would like to.
Loyalty 0. Gotcha.
Loyalty 1.
Oh boy.
Oh, they paid us triple, so it's something for now.
That's fair.
Oh, I also need you to.
Connection
I
six?
realize I need you to modify Starry Eyes' connection.
Uh-huh.
Starry Eyes' connection is now set to 3.
Damn. She got fucking deleted. 404's connection is 6?
6.
Then? Okay. Alright. Updated.
Also, I already told others about this, T, but Mononangol's true nature, her not really being a mage but a weird spirit thing, apparently was surprised to 404, and I guess those involved within the Loki-sons. She was very upset by this is that the word I'm looking? Revelation? Yes, revelation. But has asked us to no longer attempt anything to do with Mononangol. She says that it is too powerful.
I mean, I don't want to attempt anything else with Mononangol, but I also, somebody's gotta go tell Mononangol not to attempt anything with us.
I would
Right,
also
which I
prefer
don't
to
think
not
is
have to
possible.
save more children. But if I do, we make another video each time.
I still have the video from you killing Augie.
Oh, well, have fun with that.
So if you want, we can put that out. But it is going to inevitably, incur some sort of wrath from Mononangol. Also, Danny's dead. I don't know if you heard.
Oh, I was going
Loki-san's
to do
killed.
that. Okay.
They killed him. They chopped his head, hands, and feet off, and then insanguinated him and ate a bunch of his organs. So,
As you do, I guess.
They think the Loki kids or Loki boys or something did it, right?
the
Wow.
Loki-sons. Yeah. So basically, that's 404 and Sleipnir and Jormungandr and someone else.
Oh. You think?
Yeah.
You think maybe it was Frenzy and Torpor?
Probably, maybe.
Probably.
Ghouls, they are. That is how they eat. So,
I have no problem putting that video out with the updated reminder to stop trafficking children. Or at least stop getting caught by me, or any of us. Really, that's where they're fucking up, right? They're getting caught by one of us. If they could stop either of those two things, they will not have a problem.
okay. I am okay with putting that out. We could make it look very cinematic and cool. Because there's also footage of, the race itself and that thing. So we can make it a fucking movie if we want.
I leave that to you, your discretion. Creative license is yours.
Would you mind giving me some of your footage? The POV itself might garner a lot of attention.
Yeah, sure. As long
And
as
you
don't
can
add
get
the part
any.
where
I'll give it.
as long as you don't add the part where I pass it like a bitch at the end.
No, that part will be completely cut out. In fact, we'll do like where the bright light happened and credits will roll, so no one will see what happened to you.
Oh, I like that.
But yes.
Except
And
we
also,
probably don't want any credits rolling because that's names attached.
No,
so that's not a good idea.
to be clear, not literal credits. I mean, like end of movie. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
you could put like dead child trafficker 1 is himself, dead child trafficker 2 is himself. You know, you there's things you could do.
that's true. I guess we could give them credits for participating in the movie.
And we can
Yeah.
put a disclaimer: predators were harmed in the making of this.
Yeah,
You know,
see,
disclaimers are always good.
so you guys are on this. He will do whatever I have to do to send that BTL footage over.
It's just
Wonderful.
easy. Just send it right over. It's your footage.
Yeah. So you would just
Now,
send it straight to me.
I'll send you any of the drone footage I have for that too.
Okay, perfect.
Just
And
nice
then
aerials.
if you want, right, I'll put movie together, and then if you want to view it before I send it out. Also, I don't know if like you guys are interested in this sort of thing, but like you could get a pretty penny for the video itself if you want to sell it. I don't know. That is up to you. People
Given the
will pay
message,
a lot. Okay, yes.
I'm okay with it being just out there. But if you want to also keep the BTL as it is and make that a separate thing and sell it, sure. They
Okay,
can be
well,
two different things.
let's just put the movie out, you know, because the message is what's really important. And if we ever find ourselves in a position where we need money quickly, then we will sell the BTL. But
I mean, if you want BTLs of me killing people, I can provide that.
I think there's a moment where like Morningstar almost like glitches in her seat where she's like, "Oh my god, so many videos." But then we'll say, "I will get back to you on that when it is necessary."
Sure. I've got me annihilating a blood spirit if you're interested.
You know, I think that could be used in future as another warning. Mononongol is a blood spirit. So if you want to really put out a threat.
You know, there's
Showing
the
you-
thing too. How many threats do we want to put out before she starts feeling threatened and does the stabby stab again?
That's right, you're right.
Yeah.
I would prefer you to be alive and not dead. Okay, so
Yeah.
one warning, just one, which is far more than she should be getting considering what she's doing to children. But, you know, I think that will be enough. That will be sufficient.
Keep the other one on the back burner for later on.
Yes, but in the meantime, something that is important to note is that the option to still work for 404 is there as fixer, but if interested in finding other fixer, that is going to be something that needs to be put on to-do list.
Yeah. Yeah, Starry Eyes was the best I had. So.
I think as you say that, Morningstar is really... How insightful do you think T is? Is the question I should ask first.
I think he literally has the flaw antipathy. He's literally socially numb. I don't think he's super insightful.
Okay. Well then, whoever is the most insightful in the room might see that Morningstar wants to say things, but is not saying them.
10 dice to judge intentions.
Roll judge intentions. Anyone who wants to.
Oh. Time
Oh,
to glitch.
sure.
Oh, I got a 1.
Uh,
Jason and oh my god, Cloudy. Yeah, you catch that.
Yeah, there's definitely a look on her face of like, I want to say something so bad, but it's just not my place, and I don't know. I think you can see the concern of like, if even you can see the conflict, right? The idea of like, she wants to say this, she wants to, whatever it is, she wants to share, but is also worried about consequences that may happen if she divulges information. So there's like a very clear like war happening within her. And she says, she like gets up very suddenly, kind of puts her hands on the table and says, well then I'm gonna go work on movie. I will see you guys in a little bit. And she like very quickly dashes out of the room to her own room where she will in fact be editing up this film that she's been given.
Slow turn in his chair. Oh, go ahead.
Just for the editing of the film.
Yeah.
Roll me. Let's do computer.
Can I help with the role for giving the footages and the stuff?
Do you have software or computer?
No. Never mind.
4. Fuck it. I'm just gonna fucking kill my hand.
Call me
Morningstar.
404. I'm flattered.
She can teach you many things. Morningstar, you may actually, I realize you may also roll software if you would like instead.
Okay, yeah. I will do software. I got an 8.
Bruh, you're right next to
Oh.
Hollywood. This fucking thing's Hollywood quality.
Hey, we out here. I'm good at what I do. Yeah, it's complete with a full soundtrack and like is ultimate action film type of setup. Very carefully is like making sure there's no faces of our crew in it. But all the action of what's occurring to, you know, Augie and like the whole thing, what happened to Danny, basically, the warehouse itself blowing up, all that shit is can be seen, but like very carefully edited so that none of us are actually in the film. Especially being careful to like blur out all the faces in the crowd, and not because she wants to protect like these people, but because she knew that day, or I almost said day, Mojave was in the crowd and was like, don't want him to get caught, so just kind of like wipes the faces. And then of course, you know, bright white light at the end, and then the warning, you know, that T wanted. And it's all done.
I could see the comments now. Wow, the special effects are S tier. They're so good they look real. Top comment, they are real.
I was there that night. That shit was crazy.
Bruh, crossover between fucking Live Link and Hollywood.
Before I actually put it out on the web, she will go to the others. I'm assuming they're all still kind of collected in various spots of the like kind of living room porch area, and says, "It's done if you want to watch it."
Just Cloudy seems kind of uncomfortable. Do y'all tend to make recordings of just all the illegal shit that you do all the time?
Mojave shakes his head at least. And also
No.
seems similarly uncomfortable.
No. It is just footage of what happens to child traffickers. That's all.
And video evidence of the illegal shit that we did and could be. Okay.
You should watch the movie. I think you will be surprised. And she'll actually just
Sure.
she'll like auto turn on the TV with her, kind of abilities, and it starts playing on the TV. And you guys would be able to see, like, none of us are in the film. It is very purely just focused on what happens to those who, traffic children.
Yeah, like none of your faces are visible. The only faces that are visible are Augie and I assume Danny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I'm already wanted for kidnapping, so.
Yeah, you probably should not be on this film ever.
Yeah. So there's like no evidence, like it's very well scrubbed that we were involved at all. It's just the violence.
Yeah.
So see, none of our illegal activities are actually in the film. It is just a film.
Looks good.
Y'all about to be movie stars.
Oh
Thank
no.
All we have to do is find a new fixer. Starry Eyes is what I had. They're not useful anymore. 404 is just going to refer us to fucking family members. So
Pretty much.
Cloudy, did you have a fixer that you trusted locally?
I had done a job for 404 before I met you all. But after this big old family drama, nah, not really. I had added one fixer that was DM's choice / a different character. I don't know whether the storyteller would like for me to have another one there.
Let me go look.
Because I had named one Becca Stone, but I don't know whether you had a different one in mind.
I will also offer this. Unfortunately, it is in a way more family drama. My mother is Jormungandr, one of the heads of Loki's sons. I would prefer not to have contact with her at all at this moment, but if we are really that much in need for job, I'm sure there's someone who works within her realm that could be useful.
The exasperation on Cloudy's face earns him a pat on the shoulder from Mojave.
It's
not my fault, okay?
No. Them being your mom? Okay. Well, first off, part of the deal was helping you with your family. That's the first one. Second, you want us to get a job from the blood-sucking, organ-stealing vampire people? Vampire mafia?
Torpor did make it me
Well,
not
that's-
die.
Well, that's more of 404's family, I think.
It is. That is-
Correct.
No, I'm not
There's-
suggesting.
Imagine having 11 kids and they're all on payroll. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, when I first came to her and was like, hey, what the fuck? She was like, they're adults. And I was like, that's not an excuse. Because they are on your fucking payroll. Regardless, look, she's lost a lot and her world's kind of spiraling, and she was like totally having kids with like the worst person. Again, not really her fault.
One of her kids. No, a person that one of her kids paid us to murder.
Yes. Okay, it's complicated. I can make a family tree. So basically, Starry Eyes and Twin are like adopted children, and then like boy who stabbed Mojave, blood child between. And there was like another son, but I think she said that one's dead as well. So Yes, and then there's Frenzy and Torpor, which are blood children, but they are sick with blood disease, which is pretty ironic.
So it's
And
for-
then-
for
I mean, I
and
will
dog.
say that Loki-san kind of runs this place, right? Like Loki, Loki. And we're gonna have a hard time getting out from under their thumb, is what I'm trying to say.
You know, with all this family drama, I really hope Nagal doesn't turn out to be someone's like grandmother or mother-in-law or something crazy like that.
Has a near panic attack in her seat because she's thinking about those fucking files and the weird Naga blood shit. And she's like, oh no!
You can always
Just
look them
has
up.
the biggest, most cartoonish frown, just thinking about weird spirit world nonsense.
Yep, it's just like in her seat like this. Wide-eyed and clutching her chest.
Grandma Blood God.
I don't like
So-
this at all.
So our options here for hypothetical fixers are people that are either a part of some kind of weird, well, ghoul gang, their mother, your mother, or
well, there's
some-
Sleipnir too.
or some other
Yes.
gang intermixed there.
I mean, again, it
I-
says
at this
Loki sitting
point-
all the way to the top.
I mean, they pretty much run a lot of this territory. Sleipnir is one of the other heads, and then there's someone else, but she never gave me name.
I got an idea. Instead of us, beating around the bush and trying to, find all these different fixers, why don't we just go to the root of the situation and find Yggdrasil?
The fucking tree?
Is I don't know if that's a thing. I think it might be one of them metaphors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how well trees are going to pay us.
They're actual snake people, and Sleipnir was at least as hung as a horse, so I'm unsure just how metaphorical a lot of this
Also
is.
true.
Okay,
Maybe
look,
there is a real big tree out there.
that is a lot for me to take in, and it concerns me enormously. But what we are looking at is that a lot of this territory is run by the Loki Sons. There are other gangs, but they are likely in direct conflict with the Loki Sons. So I don't think it'll be taken too well if we're like living in their territory and are like, hey, fuck you, we work for these guys now. I don't think it's gonna go well.
We don't work for them exclusively. We're mercenaries.
Okay, look, I
We
get
work for the
it.
highest bidder. What do?
I'm new to this.
Cloudy
Okay,
is
before
just
I was
like rubbing his
before
forehead.
this, I was not a runner. I was just running from big corpo company. Okay, that was it. And then I got involved, and now I'm here. And so it's like we can always just put out BTLs, and that's how we can make money. And that doesn't require us to do really anything.
I mean, I'll say before I met y'all, I made my money by selling detox to folks outside of clubs, so... And other things, but mostly...
Yeah,
Cloudy
probably.
is just like continuously rubbing his forehead and like, okay, well, we're still on somewhat good terms with 404, I think. If we
She
do
wasn't mad
get
at
another
us.
job from them, sure. But I'll try and get some lead on some other fixers in the city to see if we can get away from this goddamn Skywalker family drama.
Is that a reference to those old Star Wars movies?
Yeah, this is a public domain now, right?
I don't know if I've seen them.
As Morningstar says that, her eyes go wide because she thinks about the Luke and Leia thing. She's like, oh shit. She's just having an existential crisis again.
right.
Luke, I am your mother. Anywho.
I can
Anywho.
call 404 right now if you guys want and express interest, or I can text, or we can go see her.
I think the idea is that we don't go see her. Because
Let's give them some time either way. We can get your BTLs, get whatever money you can from that until it peters out. I will go ahead and look over at Mojave and kind of like, I need to give you a proper rundown in less than a couple days.
A proper rundown
Some of the
of
other
what?
things you can do. Of the other things you could possibly do.
Okay.
Just so that way you don't get shanghaied with your goddamn spirit shoved in a fucking person. Alright, so yes, to help protect you from other things that might want to hypothetically see what the hell you are.
Yeah, being protect. Yes, please. Yes, please, Cloudy.
But then also another reminder: we're mercenaries. While we might be able to help with other things, we are not just a gang's dogs. We can reject jobs. That is a thing we can do. But you figure out what you can about your mom. See if she knows anything else about your other siblings. I guess. I don't know. That's up to you. But you have a lead.
404 gave me some files about my mother. Her real name is Lynn. So,
How much of those files did you need?
I didn't. So,
So
that
it's
was
just
going to be
the
the next
skin.
thing I did. Yeah, that was the next thing I was going to do, was actually go through it. I will look at those files. You guys find Fixer. And Morningstar will go to her room and start.
Wait, Morningstar.
Yes?
If you do need help, he'll go ahead and put his hand that he used to shake his hand over his chest and kind of like, we do still have that deal. But until then, stay safe.
She nods and will also put her fist to her chest and will go to her room to look through those files.
If
all
you
right.
want, just so I can get the notes out of the way,
Yeah.
allow me to give Morningstar the files. They're not actually that long. They're very simple.
Oh, I thought there were more than that. Whoops.
It's just giving, like, the longest one are the text logs. The first thing is the security log. Literally all it breaks down to is it gives a almost hour by hour, like minute by minute breakdown of what happened that day. You realize that at some point during your mother's escape, you realized when it occurred, as there was a blackout in the security, and there was a blackout in what was known as the incubation room. And after that point, there were multiple security failings on multiple doors, and then basically the security breaks out and reads, subject and your mother's experiment code has been lost. And then it reads out health monitor 0. Literally just this person died. That's what the security monitor says, is that this person is dead. So wherever the bio tracker was, it was completely removed. Or, you know, it's hard to tell, did she die or was the bio monitor removed? But given you're fairly certain she's not dead.
Yeah.
I'll go over the medical one. The medical one is literally just a medical checkup that Frenzy did on Lynn. And it's simply after some form of event, some form of fight. It breaks down a bunch of injuries, slash marks, wounds on. You find out your mother's apparent height is 20 feet, including tail.
Jesus.
It also gives imagery of your mother's body, so you realize your mom is perfectly half snake, half human. You actually see your mom's face properly. This imagery seems older. Her hair is very shortcut, and there's a lot of damage and bandaging on her, and it's very quick for you to realize this must have been maybe a week after she escaped. So this is an old medical file. The last set of things is an email chain that starts off 404 messages, Jormungandr saying, hey, I'm pretty sure I just met your kid. Then back and forth of don't lie to me, I'm not, and sends picture of you from the security camera inside the Viper room. And then it is a series of don't do what I think you're gonna do. I'm not like you, from Jormungandr. She doesn't deserve to suffer like this. Do not let her know where I am. From Jormungandr.
Ooh, I don't like it.
And then there is
And that
one
is-
last thing from 404, and it's just, as a mom, it's better if you see her before you die.
With like that and the medical file, am I able to tell that she is perhaps actively dying?
It does talk about that she's in fully like the late stages of the blood disease. The Lamia statement, Lamias are literally what you call victims that are Naga. If a Naga comes down with HMHVV, they become Lamia.
Understood.
And you know that it's a certain strain, and it's actually a separate strain to what seemingly has been going around. So it is odd that it is a different one. It's not part of the ghoul one. It's a different strain that does it.
Okay.
And that's all in
Yeah,
that
I
medical file. It's a breakdown of it.
Okay. I think like with all of that and like just being able to essentially picture her mother fully now and remembering the lab and knowing how Morningstar got out and to see, like, I think in her mind she's almost like, in a very Sherlock Holmes way, of almost like walking through the lab in her mind's eye. Actually, flavor it as she's in AR and is almost like setting up the lab itself as like an image for her to look at, and she's able to sort of replay those last moments for her mom within the lab, and with the knowledge about Richter's wife. Am I able, or would you rather me like try to roll, am I able to see if maybe that's how she got infected with this particular strain?
There's no way to get concrete evidence, but I'm not going to say that your character would not come to that conclusion or would come to the conclusion. So it's very much, does Morningstar come to that conclusion?
Okay, I'd say Morningstar, again, doesn't have the evidence to say whether it is or not, but imagines that it's pretty high on the list of possibilities. And at first, she tries not to care that her mom is dying. She's trying to like hold on to the anger that she has for leaving her and her siblings in that lab, knowing what was happening to them. And I think that just culminates into what everyone else can hear, probably outside of her room where the door is shut and locked. Things are being broken in the room, and she's screaming. Just full rage, bloody murder screams as she's like throwing things against the wall. Definitely having like a rage fit within her room. Furious. At one point, there's probably the sound of like, I don't know, wood breaking, and like she's destroying the room right now in anger.
Yeah, there's no way that there's not gonna be a knock on that door.
As soon as you knock, you hear something slam up against the door and shatter.
Cautiously opens it!
Yeah, the room's in pieces, and she's just standing there, like, tail whipping around, just fury in her face and her eyes, fangs fully out. I think if anything, like, this is the most snake-like and most monster-like Morningstar has ever looked. And she's, very upset.
Scales? Not gonna ask if you're okay, but do you want some water?
I would like beer. Or something stronger than that, please.
Okay. Disappears for a moment, comes back with a beer. 2 of them.
I think, like, she, like, rips off the top, because she's so upset, she doesn't bother to, like, use a bottle opener. She rips it off and just chugs the whole thing down, and then immediately throws the bottle up against the wall, where it shatters, and she goes, "She's fucking dying."
Well, I can see why you're upset.
She left us there and is dying, and couldn't bother to look me in the fucking face and tell me why. She doesn't want to see me. Apparently because I don't deserve some kind of suffering, which I've already been through. I am already suffering. What more can she pile upon me? And they're still there. They're still all locked in there, having... I have never wanted to kill someone more than in this moment.
I don't know if her reasons are good, but I'm sure she has them. And, throwing glass around ain't gonna get you anything but broken flesh.
I don't know what to do. Do I force her to look me in the eyes? Or do I just let her die?
I mean, personally, you're asking me. I'd say if you don't, you're gonna go the rest of your life wondering.
Yeah, bro, like if... Oh, sorry, is Jason here?
Jason can just walk in
are
the
you?
fucking door. Just like, oh,
No,
hey,
no,
yeah, no, straight up. I listened in.
I mean,
No,
everybody
no,
could
no.
hear the screaming, I'm sure. Like,
Yeah, I wasn't quiet about my
I'm
rage.
sorry, I spaced out. I forgot you guys were in a private room. My bad.
Oh, no, it's really funny
I
to
mean-
walk in right now, please.
If you want to walk in, that's cool, but her anger
You-
isn't with you, it's with her mom, so...
Jason would knock and open the door. Hey, I heard some screaming here, and just want to say, as
watch out for
someone
that
who-
glass.
as someone who ran away from home, if you have a chance to, if you've never known your parents and you have a chance to have a relationship with them, you may as well take that chance, because at least you would have tried and you saw what could be. Now, it's another thing if they burn all the bridges, or you burn all the bridges, or you leave and you knew what you were giving up. But if you never know what you could have had, but you have a chance, you may as well at least see what it's all about.
I mean, one way or the other, Scales were behind you 100% of the way.
I think she breaks down and starts crying. I think she just falls to the floor and starts sobbing.
Right up next to her, arm over her shoulders. Comforting.
Group hug.
Yeah, I think she's just in it, just like, just sitting there crying, feeling upset and broken and not knowing what to fucking do and feeling furious.
Bahag, that
Eventually-
slightly uncomfortable expression of somebody who does not like physical contact but has been shanghaied into a group hug.
So many arms.
I think eventually she does calm. And she says, I don't have any concrete evidence. You remember that doctor that we found in the source, the one who was sick with the disease?
Mm-hmm.
He was having an affair with my mother. And then his wife infected him. And I think also infected my mother. The strands are two different kinds. The one she has, it's anyone that is like me, a Naga. If they are infected, they become Lamia. She's in the late stages of the disease. So.
On that kind of cold note, we're going to take a break after this lovely group session, and I'm going to have to cut it a little bit in half. So we will be right back in a sec.
Actually, I have to get an actual goddamn key to open up my
I'm gonna
apartment.
say, like, this is a very
Yeah,
bad part of
hold on.
town.
Yeah, actual goddamn key. Deadbolts. The actual door lock just open on in. At least third floor. There are those rickety stairs that kind of wibble wobble, especially when T walk up there.
Goddamn. Do you want me to watch
yeah. Sure. But up there in my apartment, there is some electric paper with some other little bits of contact information, like some fixers that's my coyote had said, hey, here's some contacts to theoretically look into. And I might start calling around.
I'm gonna give you a fixer in the area.
Okay.
His name, as he runs around, is Icarus.
Alright.
Not a lot about... I mean, Icarus is a very professional man. Not a lot of people know anything about him. He shows up, does his stuff, gives you jobs, and leaves.
I will ask him about some potential milk runs for a newer team that aren't they're very green. There's much green here.
Are you texting him
otherwise,
or calling him?
This would... did my coyote leave a preference? A list of preference?
Ike has no preference. Or Icarus has no preference.
Well, since I'm just here and alone in a mostly quiet place, I think I will go ahead and just call him.
You call up Icarus. It rings about twice, and then... Yeah?
Is this Icarus speaking?
Ah. Yes, it is. What can I do for you?
This is, one Cloudy Burst, and, I was informing you that I currently have a bit of a green running team running about, and, hoping that if you had any, upcoming jobs, milk runs preferably, getting something, wet their teeth on, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Are we talking emerald or lime?
We're talking lime.
Okay. I got about 2 that need doing. One's a bit more time sensitive than the other. Let's see. That's up to you. Do you want to risk downtown, or you want to head off to Fun City?
Me as player, I'm unsure exactly what those connotations are.
Downtown is where, like, the Diamond Stallion is. That's, like, very clearly dead center Loki-Sun territory. Fun City is, best way to put it, think Boardwalk meets Mini Vegas. It's a lot of clubs, couple casinos. That's basically what it is.
Let's go with Fun City.
Alright, Fun City's the one that's actually not time sensitive, so perfect.
We recently got into something, so a little bit of extra time might do us good.
Bet. Okay. I'll get back to you when I got you a meeting time if you want it soon. Up to you. But, I can call back and get a hold of that Mr. Johnson, get you a meeting probably, I don't know, tonight or tomorrow, depending on what you want.
Let's go with tomorrow. Give us a little bit of time.
Tomorrow evening, I assume?
Sure.
Bet. I'll go call up that Mr. Johnson, get you something. I'll message you back with the address.
Alright.
And he proceeds to just hang up. And you are sent a, you will immediately get a sort of like a little email on your, brain dead, your comm link, and it's basically, it's not connected to a number, it is more like an email, where it's just basically, it shows a little wing emoji, and then just a briefcase.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Like, so they just sent me an email kind of thing? Is that what you're saying?
It's clear that the wings are meant for him, as he is Icarus, and the briefcase means this is his business line. This is one that's safe.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright. Well, I got his business line. All right. Okay. Got it sorted out faster than expected. Okay.
And you may mark down on your stuff, Icarus. He is a Loyalty 1 Connections 4 fixer.
All right. Sounds good. Go ahead. I'll grab a couple extra pairs of clothes from my apartment, and take out all the spoiled, rotten food and toss it in the garbage on the way back down to the there's probably a thing of spoiled milk or something, and I'll have to go ahead and get some more when I get on back.
Yeah. Just clean up all your
Otherwise-
garbage, take it back down your way down.
Basically. But then I'll go ahead, toss in the dumpster, get back to T and come like, well, got a job for tomorrow. Faster than expected.
Oh, okay.
None of the street punks tried to jack into my car, did they?
Softy, did I have to kill anybody, or?
T, honestly, like, there were maybe a couple punks, saw the car, looked at you, and immediately turned around or walked to the other side of the road. They decided they wanted to live.
He was pretty calm.
Glad. So, what do you know about Funland? As go ahead and gets it back in the driver's seat.
T will climb in. Softy, have I heard of this?
Funland is not a hard place to know. It's literally just, it is the boardwalk mixed with Vegas. It's casinos, dance clubs, partying. There's basically no one who lives there. And if someone says they live in Fun City, they're probably not a person of good repute.
Kind of a touristy area, isn't it?
How long have you been in LA?
A year-ish?
Alright. Then your guess is as good as mine. And we'll drive on back to the penthouse. And hopefully all the crying and hugging and all of that has hopefully settled down by the time we get there.
On the note of the crying and everything else, the group therapy session, we will return right where we left off, with everyone coming out of their, looks like we only have Noskavian's chair to join us. So,
Back in the group hug until proven otherwise.
Well, Noskavian's chair gives us all moral support. Mojave and Morningstar.
Yeah, so last that Morningstar was saying was that she thinks Richter's wife may have created a strain specifically for the Naga and infected her mother.
I'm not gonna tell you what to do, Scales. But I do think you should probably go have a word at some point. Because otherwise you are gonna be wondering. And I know that ain't gonna be easy. But I think it'd be good for you.
Will you come with me?
If you want me to, I'm behind you all the way.
I think, Morningstar grabs your hand and holds it pretty tight for a moment. And then lets go and nods. And then we'll essentially slither out of the hug and begin to help the bot clean up the room, and is all the while apologizing, like, I'm so sorry, I just lost control, I didn't mean to break all the things. and and is trying their best to kind of clean up the mess they made.
Mojave's also lending a hand with the cleanup effort.
Though the bots do not really, their AI is not that strong. They do seem to like look at you, twitch their head, and then nod and continue to clean alongside of you.
So I imagine they can't pick up like the big pieces of a broken table, you know. So
Yeah, they kind of have
trying to
work together on that one.
yeah. So she'll pick up like the bigger pieces and help to clean in that way. I think as well, Morningstar will send out the movie, but do so in a way that is very like encrypted, maybe even going on to someone else's like host situation, as to not have it be trackable to the condo or essentially herself. And puts it very specifically, I think, on the deepest of the web.
The deepest of the webs. That's I will allow you to do that. You place this thing on the deepest of the webs in the deepest, darkest parts of. Fuck it, it's probably Reddit. That probably didn't die. That's a beast. That's a beast we will never kill.
Yeah.
You put it on the deepest, darkest parts. And release it into the ether. And immediately, there's responses. Because everyone starts watching it. And much like we said before, many comments of all special effects, and then suddenly the comments come floating in of, oh nah, dog, I was there, that's real. Those are real, bro. So people are having a moment about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I will. Okay.
There's an immediate post and response.
What am I looking at?
There is a user that posts a comment. The user's profile picture is just red. It's just a red square. And this is on like a thread, obviously. So this is reading it. And the response is just delicious.
That is wildly concerning. Okay. We log off. We scrub the trace of us being on the internet at all. And I think Morningstar will shoot a message to T and say, oh gosh, what will they say? She saw it. Was actually lies. What gets sent is a little blood emoji and eyeballs, and then a warning symbol. So like, you know, the triangle with the exclamation point in it?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah. In hopes that T will understand what she's trying to say in coded message, that Manananggal has seen it and has had a dangerous response. Hopefully he'll get it. But that will be sent to T. Also as a way to be like, watch your back out there, because you're clearly not home, and neither is Cloudy, so be careful. So.
One hit on Judge Intentions. Softy, do I brain this, or do I think something else is deeply wrong?
Oh no! I'm gonna cause this man a heart attack.
I hate it when people try to message and talk to me with pictures. I don't get the faces.
Because this can be taken as like, watch out, blood is here, or something, you know?
heads or
Blood
tails?
hit, Softy. Heads, oh, butter side down.
So Tails, heads down, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, if that's what you took from that, that's.
Damn, T! Holy shit! Warning, Mononungul's there.
Oh no!
Oh no! Shit!
The elevator opens. I don't even know what it would sound like as he's incoming on that door. But I'll tell you right now, the door doesn't fucking survive.
Morningstar
hold on, hold on.
swimming in the pool.
When was this message sent? When was this message sent?
Okay, so I'm not even gonna lie. Given the timeline here, I will give you the choice. This either came to T while he was alone at the car, or once Cloudy was back in the car. And they had just talked about Fun City.
I want to say that when they were in the car together, just because Cloudy left with T, like, as Morningstar was having a fit in her room.
That's true.
So timing-wise, I imagine it would be
Alright.
at that point.
You two are driving
Deep
back
breath
when you
and
get
tea.
this text message.
Take his phone out, look at it. What do you think this means? Show it to him.
Judge intentions.
Again, it is a blood drop emoji, eyeballs emoji, warning sign emoji. Oh no!
Those watching us, be fucking careful. Jesus Christ. I hope.
Do you
Maybe?
want the heads or tails? Or you wanna?
Let's do it. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
I will say, Shiv gave a reroll for T if he wants to take it.
For T
I'll
specifically.
bank it for when I punch Manananggal, dog.
okay.
Heads or tails, Cloudy?
Let's go with heads. Let's go with heads.
Mononunggal saw the video.
Okay.
It takes you a minute because it spooks you for a second, but then you realize, hold on. Warning, Mononunggal, see. Wait a second. You remember the video. You remember that was going to get sent, and that the point was that Mononunggal saw it.
Didn't Mononunggal, like, give you shit the last time you posted a video? Pretty sure they saw this one too.
Yeah,
Now we should just watch out in case there's extra shit. Back on autopilot, and just astrally perceive as we drive back to the house. Just to see if there's any shit following us around.
Make sure the beacon that is Mojave is still visible in the astral and he hasn't been freaking spirited away somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not actually projecting, I'm actually perceiving. I'm staying in the car, mentally and physically. I'm just kinda like,
You're just perceiving
Oh
while
yeah,
you
no,
drive
you'll
up.
know when you get to the building.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the beacon. Yeah.
The lighthouse.
Cloudy, roll me a
Yeah.
I am
sensing.
rolling that up. Yep, well there you go.
Oh no!
I'm gonna roll it just in case you needed it.
Oh no!
Hey, that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
Oh no, I wasn't saying oh no to your roll that you got. I was saying oh no to the fact that you had to do one.
Oh lord.
That's not
I don't like that. I don't like oh no. I don't like oh lord. I don't
Alright.
like oh lord.
Alright. Shush. It's okay. It's okay.
I don't
Cloudy.
believe it.
As you are driving back
Yes.
and you sense.
What do I see? What do I see in the astral softy?
The astral
What do
plane
I see?
surrounding LA it's always a little bit weird. and kind of messy. It's always been kind of fucky. But the sky in Astral is more fussy today. There's more just energy soaked into the atmosphere. It's floating all around you. And you can tell residual. Every one of this is the residual of water spirits. And it is a clear day. There's no rain today. But just there's this residual
Hell.
floating water spirit energy all around you. And you're driving from, bad part of town all the way to the condo, and from there to the condo, you can't see anything but this.
What the fuck? Huh.
You want me to change the station?
No. This is something I've seen in Spirit World.
Oh.
Remember when I was talking about how normally water spirits don't just explode? It might not have been the only one.
Oh.
Because there is just residual everywhere, and there's not even, any rain or anything.
Yeah, it's not even that humid out.
It's not that humid out, right?
No,
Yeah.
it's not humid at all.
Eh.
It's a pretty nice day. Sun's out clear in the sky. The only clouds that can be seen are way out into the ocean.
So what does that mean?
I don't know. I have no idea what to make of this, and I'm... knowledge?
Would you like to roll spirits?
Yes, please. I would appreciate it. 3.
Ooh. No, I'll give it to you. It takes you a minute to register this, as this is a very rare behavior of the astral plane. But you know that this kind of residual energy that's all one kind of spirit, it normally accompanies, a storm, a flood, things where the spirits are brought in through the water itself. But without anything in the air, you start thinking, and you remember there is something underneath LA that is immensely powerful and is related to water spirits. This kind of imagery occurred the last time Deep Lacuna grew. The tunnels under LA, these submerged tunnels. The last time Deep Lacuna appeared, this kind of thing occurred.
So we're about to see a big fucking national bullshit of a water spirit. Tragedy bullshit.
It could be.
Am I remembering?
It could be Deep Lacuna expanding or doing something. It could be the warnings of a flood. It could be one big water spirit. Though if this is the sign of one big water spirit, it's a big water spirit. If it's a lot of little ones, okay, you might have a storm coming. There's a lot of little things this could be. Some of them are very bad. Some of them are okay.
No. Hold on. I can understand if they're all water spirits, but can I tell if they're different water spirit traces? Can I tell that difference?
I will allow you to sense one more time.
Another 2.
You cannot tell. It's so blent together, it could be either one. You know like Occam's razor, it's just a bunch of little water spirits that are all pulled together because of an oncoming storm or wave or something. Now, you hope it's not the fucking wave, because, I mean, hey. There are the flood walls, but still.
Hey, T? Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, I'll try.
Check the weather.
No.
For like the next day or 2.
Boobling weather.
Booble up some weather. Next day, it's also going to be clear, but, I'll say about 3 days later, you know, going down the weather for the week, there is a warning that pops up for a possible storm. Trying to think of what's I think on the west coast it's a cyclone.
Boy.
Cyclone warning 3 days from now.
Let's hope we can get this job done in 3 days. We're gonna want to batter down the goddamn hatches. Because it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to skim the pool after this.
Let's hope you have a pool. So Cloudy will come to the conclusion that, yeah, no. These are just spirits building up for a massive goddamn hurricane. Oh boy. But alright. I'm good.
All right. Then with all that, you all end up back, and we're just gonna say, everyone arrives back at the condo. You are all together again after your interesting misadventures and sights and sounds. Oscavian's chair is about to make a. There he is. Our truly most supportive cast member. We need to make an emote for an Oscavian's chair.
Yes, absolutely. One that spins.
One that spins.
Yeah, when you guys get home, Morningstar is doing laps in the pool.
Enjoying the nice weather.
Huh. Well. Oh boy.
Is it fair to say, because, like, you know, astral perception, like, Mojave be picking up these vibes as well, you know?
Roll is sensing.
Nope.
Man, Scott feels wet
Wonderful
today.
weather we're having.
Nice weather. Sky feels wet.
Water is wet.
Yeah, I'm just vibing.
Yeah,
just...
Mojave's literally just like, might rain soon.
Heavy boots out onto the deck by the infinity pool.
Stops and looks up and is kind of just floating there for a minute.
Cloudy
Got
has
my
provided.
message. Oh. With a
We
new
got a new
fixer.
fixer. Got a new job. They promise this one's supposed to be a little bit on the easier side and hopefully less family drama. Especially since we are way out of downtown and way out onto the boardwalk. The job isn't until tomorrow, so we can go ahead and rest on up before we meet with the Johnson then.
Okay. At some point soon, I need to see my mother.
Did you want to do that tonight then? Or were you expecting it to be a long conversation?
I don't know. I've never spoken to her before. But she is dying. She has blood disease. Lamia. She is in the late stages.
So, magical blood disease. Okay. Alright.
But her condition is not the same as frenzy or torpor. It's different because of her Naga blood.
Alright.
I have theory. Well, no, more accurate. I have hypothesis. I think she got the disease because of Richter. She was having an affair with him. I am fairly certain that he is part of the donor system. But his wife found out. And she is the one who works with blood magic. She...
Right, this Bloody Mary, right.
Yes, she
I wouldn't put it
infected-
past her.
She infected him. It does not surprise me with resource. She was one of the doctors in the lab. Could have easily had the access to Lynn.
Alright. So what were you hoping for? To track her down?
I
Or
know where
just talk
she
to your
is.
mother?
I know where she is.
You know where... Wait, hold on. You know where Bloody Mary is, or your mom?
My mom. I don't know where Bloody
Okay.
Mary is. My mom,
Okay.
she's... Yes. Owner of club, so... 404 told
Where
me
is this
she
club? Where is this club?
Her place was called what? The Viper's Den or something along those
The
lines?
Snake Pit.
The Snake Pit, that's
There
what it
are other clubs that are connected to it, one of which is the Viper's Den, but the Snake Pit is the main club.
is. Right. That's why I got them confused.
I think we originally met in the Viper's Den. I think
Yes,
that's where we
yeah.
originally met.
Yeah. She is at Snake Pit. 404 told me where she was.
I specifically took us on a job away from downtown.
I know, and so I am saying that I have to speak to her. You don't have to come.
I do want to put
Sure.
something. The Snake Pit is not downtown.
Is it not?
It's on.
Okay.
It's at the very end of Freak Show Row, which is close
Ah.
to both Cloudy and Morningstar's home, on the other side of the bridge.
Okay. Never mind. We just came from that direction. Alright, Miss...
Yeah,
I thought it was
retcon.
with the rest of the downtown local shenanigans. Okay.
Yeah. So again,
Alright.
you don't have to come, but that is where I need to go at some point. I don't even know what to say to her.
So give it a couple days. Think on it.
I mean, saying hi is a good place to start.
Hi, you're dying, you're my mom, and you never want to talk to me? That doesn't sound like, sounds kind of rough. But, if you'd like to think over what you want to do, we can. If you want to go tonight, we can.
I mean, regardless of how it goes down, at least you would have given it a shot. I'd hate for her to pass, and then you have never gotten a chance, good or bad. Then you would have never known.
If I'm going to save my siblings, I need more information about the lab anyway. She would have all that information, and frankly, she might have information on Bloody Mary, which will be useful to us.
Yeah. Yeah, it will.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's completely your call, Scales, but I'm of the opinion that sitting and stewing on it ain't gonna do you a whole lot of good.
Okay.
Just give you more time to get in your own head about it.
Okay, if you guys are okay with it, I would like to go tonight.
Did you want us to come with you?
Given the situation with Mananangol, I don't think we should travel too often apart from each other.
Okay.
Okay. Morningstar
Did you have
gets out.
So you had an address.
Oh, yes. Yes, I
Yep.
do.
All right.
Morningstar gets out of the pool and makes her way to her room where she sort of changes and she puts on essentially like a jumpsuit that looks almost patchwork like with a bunch of different colors on it. But it's definitely like athletic wear type of jumpsuit, so something that keeps her very mobile, isn't too much of a hindrance. And you see that there's like a little hole basically in the back for her tail. And has and the weather is like nice outside, right? It's not too crazy or anything.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly lovely outside.
Okay. I think that she has on like a long coat in a way, but it's very thin, so it's not something that she would be like hot in. And then she will sort of go into the kitchen and she will grab herself a drink, specifically an alcoholic one because she needs a little liquid courage and is feeling nervous, and will take a drink. And so the others, whatever they're doing before that we all go, she is sort of just slowly sipping and trying to like calculate in her head what she's even going to say to her mom. And then also simultaneously we'll be like checking in every once in a while on the interwebs to see if there's been anything more said about this video, specifically from the red icon.
All right. I'm gonna give that for that red icon thing about an hour later. The video itself was removed, and there's another comment from the red icon that just says, "Thank you for the meal."
What the fuck does that mean? Oh my god, bro, what? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Right. So Morningstar, after seeing that, has a little panic and will shut the whole thing down, chug the rest of her drink, and go to the group and be like, right, so there was another message from Mananangol. She said thank you for the meal.
Well, I don't like that at all.
Right. My idea here is that perhaps she ate Augie.
Oh, nice.
Or,
That-
and this is the concerning part, she has other children. Perhaps
Probably.
ate someone, and due to our actions, was able to gain access to them. I don't know. But it is an odd response to have to the video that was made. I don't understand blood spirits all that well. Is it possible all the people we killed she ended up eating? There's a lot of blood at the site.
Maybe. Don't know.
Okay.
Looks at Cloudy as the resident spirit expert or closest thing we have.
Closest thing we got. Yep. Based on what I'd seen before, that spirit of man, that we saw, like, landing on Augie, and that my spirit kinda may or may not have kicked the crap out of. I think that was Augie. I had seen it kind of bound him before, and would not be surprised if she ate him after.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's welcome. I'll feed her her own people all day.
What if she
If there were
wasn't the
anything
one
else, I don't know.
What if she wasn't the one who helped him become that? And she needed him dead in order to eat him.
If he was bound to the physical and still had essence left, then being shackled there might have been Bloody Mary's work. It's tough
I
to
was
say.
gonna say, she's scary and blood thingies too.
Perhaps Bloody Mary and her are working together.
A blood magician and a blood spirit working together. Oh, I wonder. Probably. Probably.
Is it possible that Bloody Mary summoned Manananggal? We don't
Softy?
really know how long Manananggal has been around.
Don't know how long Monongle's been around. I don't know how powerful a magician Bloody Mary is.
Monongal is very strong. If and you've known Bloody Mary, if Bloody Mary summoned Monongal, they then later did something, because there's no way she survived summoning a spirit that big. That's too
The
big
only
even
way I
for
can
her.
imagine. The only way I can imagine Bloody Mary doing it is with one hell of a focus. And if anyone got their hands on that focus, there would be a lot more really big spirits. I look over towards our other resident spirits here. Just how big was that other spirit you saw down in the sewers?
Oh. How big was the spirit
I
that
want to
T punched in the
say.
face?
I want to say you did sense it. I think.
I'm
I
pretty sure.
feel like I probably did, but I don't
Yeah.
remember.
You know what? I'm just gonna give. It was 4-6.
This information is relayed.
It's big, but not that big.
So, about as
That
big
was-
as my combat spirits that you've seen out and about. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah, about that size.
Is it possible?
T punched her real good.
Is it possible that Monananggal was summoned, right? And then Bloody Mary feeding it essence, it grew, and then grew too powerful for her to control? They think like those old stories of devil, right? It makes deals, temptation.
That's not out of the realm of possibility.
Oh, what if, like, through doing all sorts of spirit stuff, Bloody Mary was in contact with this greater spirit, and they made some, like, dealings and agreements, and Bloody Mary is working for the spirit,
Yeah, it's also a thing.
Right.
and maybe the spirit helped Bloody Mary give her everything she needed to bring it to the other side, and Bloody Mary's basically like her loyal assistant.
Right. Exactly.
When it comes to these kinds of darker spirits, I don't put it past anything. These things, shadow spirits, but what you're describing is a bit more like bug spirit, from what I recall, and less blood, but I wouldn't put it past any of them.
We need to know more information about Bloody Mary.
I know we said we wouldn't get involved with any more money and gold things, but we need to have
didn't
information
say that.
so that
We should not. He will full on kill us if we continue to meddle in her affairs like we have.
See, that's
No,
why I think we should try to learn more stuff. Cause I'm
That's
pretty
what I
sure
mean.
she's gunning for me one way or the other, and I'd rather put off dying for as long as I can.
That's what I
Mojave,
mean.
what
The
was
more that
no, hush, like Cloudy will put his hands up to stop. What was the last time that happened just for you looking at Maranangal? She looked back. The more we dig into her shit, the more likely she is to come for us. Let's lie low on that front for a little bit.
I can't lie low.
Here's what I mean. Just to clarify. I'm not saying that we get more involved in whatever business that messes with her business. What I'm saying is, the more that we learn about her, the more we can see her coming. And that will allow us the advantage to stay essentially out of her sight.
Points at scales,
that-
nod.
Does that make sense? Not get into business, just learn more about what business is. At the very least, there is a
Those are
whole Bloody Mary
synonymous.
that is.
That's synonymous. Digging
Well,
your
but they
learning
are-
more about her business, sticking your nose in her business.
Right, but Bloody Mary is out here infecting people.
Yes. So,
As a doctor, I object to that.
Personally,
I just. Yes.
until someone is willing to pay me to go looking into Bloody Mary, I'm not going.
We
Okay.
do got bills to pay.
we have bills to
Okay.
pay, and we need to get used to working as a team and operating without leaving massive trails and bodies behind.
Whoa.
Okay.
Let's not get
Well-
crazy.
I just don't want to die.
I don't think we've ever killed like any good people. We've only taken out bad guys.
And left it so that way any number of people could Did we check to see anyone was recording those events other than us?
Yeah, I was. Oh, other than us.
It is probability. But since they are also bad guys, I don't know how likely they are to have had cameras.
I think it's probably pretty likely.
I hold that a comlink. Cameras. People
Would you
are messaging on those comments about how they were there, how they can corroborate, how they might also have our faces might be out there.
Would you like?
And the way we're operating right now is very much loud and big and drawing attention to ourselves. We don't want that.
Would you like to run a matrix?
Learning how to do it was.
Yes.
Computer.
Should I do
please.
computer, okay.
That's a matrix search.
So I remember I changed my computer to data processing for a thing that we were doing during the race. What should it be normally?
Oh,
Mental?
normally it is logic.
I think it's logic.
data.
Logic and mental.
It was for a specific power. That's why it was turned to data processing.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. I got a 7.
Damn.
The bad guys had cameras.
They did.
Oh yeah,
Amazing.
Every single one of your faces, except for Mojave's, is on camera.
Oh, I think Jason's face would not be on camera either.
Right, because he was
Jason
in the pod.
was always
he
in the
never came
Ritter
out.
cocoon. Jason's face is also not on camera.
And I had a
I
goddamn
don't
helmet
say
on
this.
the entire time.
I don't say this out loud. I don't say
Uh-oh.
anything actually. I keep that to myself, and I don't know what roles are necessary, but if possible, I would like to start removing those images.
It is going to take you a very long time, but if you would like to do it yourself, I will allow you to begin that process. It will be a series of computer like you just did, and then roll hacking.
Okay, let's start this process. Computer. I got an 8 for computer.
God damn.
Hacking. I got a 6 for hacking.
I have background list. You have gotten a very large portion of it. But as you are basically fighting the internet, it will take a very long time doing it by yourself.
Yep. But that
T
is
is
a
one of the-
process I will be continually doing.
So the two faces out there are Scales and T, and T's
Yeah.
got the distinctive style flaw.
Oh yeah. T's easy to pick out.
I didn't look like myself. If you guys remember, I was wearing a disguise.
Yeah, you were
Oh,
wearing
cool.
a
It's
wig.
just the kidnapper. Well,
But
Ares
I
is
will
definitely
say,
coming
even
now.
with a disguise, you were not disguising your
You were
face. And you are a snake.
Yeah.
And
which
you
is
were
fair.
also holding T out the car window with your tail.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, that absolutely. So, but I don't tell anyone that is what's happening, or that those images are out there. I am just silently removing them for as long as it takes to get rid of them. Morningstar's face goes blank. Blank is not the word. A better word is probably smooth. And to anyone looking at her while this discussion is happening, she has the face of acceptance, of like, I hear what you're saying, and you're right, we should lay low, and she's nodding along to what you're saying, and then says, okay, we will lie low. We will stop looking into that business.
Like, give it a week. Give it a week to settle down. For faces to like blur out a little bit, for the net to stop caring.
That's the biggest thing, is even if we stop looking into this business, the business is gonna come looking into us.
Which is why it's temporary. We can look back into it after the heat dies down a smidge. We just murdered someone in a massive, spectacular fashion after a very public race.
You're right. We were careless.
Yeah, I'm not the only beacon around here.
We will be more careful from this point on.
I mean, to be fair, Mojave actually did a good subtlety job there. Didn't poke their heads out.
Hey. See, that's the thing. With the way I am and the way I talk and the hat and everything, people see that. They don't see me.
Yeah, they just wonder what's wrong with you.
Yeah, I keep them wondering.
I will go
But
and see
alright.
my mother
Tonight?
tonight. If you would like to come,
Okay.
you can.
Mojave gives a thumbs up.
Is everyone gonna go to the snake pit this evening?
Gonna go to the snake pit this evening.
I'm driving.
All right. T, are you going to go to the snake pit?
Yeah, everyone else is going. May as well.
It is well, partially a bar, but mostly it's an opium den. Or I guess opium den. A bliss den, I suppose, is the actual drug. Though those of you who have been to the Viper Room are aware of the fact that they mix regular drugs and magical drugs together.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. When it is time, we'll file out of the house to go to the snake pit.
Yeah, we can easily move forward. Everyone piles into the car. And you may make your way to the snake pit. as it was before, you all make your way to Freak Show Row, whose roads have been utterly closed off. They are entirely walking or things. So you cannot drive a car down. So you must park your car at the one end, and you must walk down towards the snake pit. Nothing on Freak Show Row is... The best way to put it is there's no lines outside, but there's plenty of people in the building. This is not one of those places that has lines. You don't want to be seen going in, but everyone's very careful to go in as they can. You pass by, obviously, the Viper Room. There is another place that you pass by called the Rattlesnake Bar, which, given its snake imagery, you can assume is also connected to the snake pit. Pass by Frenzy's Clinic. The snake pit in question is built into a very large, what must be an apartment complex that, given the lights that come out of it, you can only imagine it's been gutted. There's no way this is still apartments. Following through, you enter into a very large and just... Everywhere you look in this building is just fabrics draped from the ceiling, couches that are buried into the ground, there's water features everywhere, there's snake imagery everywhere. And also, very key, there is a lot of imagery that's clearly Naga. Not just snake. Clearly there's Naga stuff in here. The place is decently full. A lot of just people talking and words going on, but it's very calm music. Very low music is the best way to put it. Check this out. The air is full of smoke, and anyone with magical can feel that there is an effect in the air, almost as if, maybe not currently being used, but it was used. Opium Den was thrown out into the area at some point, and a lot of it, pretty high force Opium Den. There's locations where you can see individuals in pretty clothing basically doing magic shows for people in booths. The bar is full of people with most of them have either their heads down or are busting up laughing like they've just heard the funniest joke of their lives. There is at the back of the area a massive curtain that covers up something. From underneath the curtain you can tell that there must be water on the other side, as there's two water features that seem to flow out into pools. But other than that, this curtain completely covers up. It is vaguely translucent, and there's light behind it. It also has two individuals at the front of the curtain, hands behind their backs. They're pretty tall, human, and they're clearly guarding this area. What would you all like to do?
Those two guards, are they taller than me? I'm
Equal
6'7".
height. Equal height.
Got it.
Maybe one of them is
Got it,
shorter.
got it.
The other one's about equal height.
Okay.
She's
Which
following
means they're
scales.
shorter. Yeah, which means they're shorter than T.
You know, Mojave's just like at Scale's shoulder, just like moral support.
Yeah.
Just for flavor, the vehicle we would be showing up in would be painted like a nice, what is it? Is it green anaconda or green python? The green tree python. Like a nice green tree python paint job, and then the license plate would be like I heart snakes or something like that.
I heart snakes.
Love it. The moral support is so sweet. Morningstar is equal parts furious, seeing essentially this kingdom that her mother has built for herself, right? This empire. While her and her siblings had been just suffering alone in the lab. But also like terrified of this moment of having to even face this woman. There's probably some anger mixed in that of like the fact that she's put her in this position. Like I want to hurt you for this. And then the recalling of, and you're dying. Like, how dare you be dying? You know? Which is probably completely irrational, but that's how she feels in this moment.
Yeah, Mojave's not usually incredibly touchy, but he does offer a hand to hold, part moral support, and part, like, if I, your friend, am holding your hand, you're less likely to completely lose it in rage again.
Yep. Fully holding Mojave's hand back, probably gripping it a little bit tight. Takes a deep breath and begins to move forward towards the large curtain.
And the whole party is coming with you, I assume?
Maybe.
Yes.
I definitely am.
Jay would.
I am going with you. I made a deal to help you out with all your family bullshit. If you help me out with mine, this is definitely your family bullshit.
Yeah, 100% it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all,
Jay would bring a fly spy, just kind of hovering in the air above them, sort of giving them birds.
The bouncers out front would not have let you bring that in if it was active. You would have to hide it if you would like to bring it in.
You know what? I don't want to cause any drama, so I'll leave it.
You all make your way, past these very inebriated people. Everyone's having a good time, almost very just sort of lost in their own thoughts. Everyone here, you can tell, like, there are people in here that are actually kind of look like maybe they're not in the best financial situation. You have everything from, like, businessmen, a lot of trolls, orcs, dwarves, a good bit of elves, too. Humans are actually kind of rare in here. And you also have a large order of shifters and individuals who are more than likely surged individuals, much like a lot of Sleipnir's dancers, where if they're odd, they're off, like Freak Show Row is named after.
Mm-hmm.
You will notice that, almost weirdly enough, similar to kind of how Sleipnir's Diamond Stallion is built, there are individuals all dressed in these very pretty and patterned red, just loose items. Like, there's dresses, there's men in, like, shirts, women in these shirts and pants, but very flowy red clothes. And they seem to be sitting with people. A lot of them are mages, as they're almost actively doing magic. Some of them might not be, but they're sitting with people and talking. Some are actively doing spells, swords like a center point on the table. There's hookahs and such elsewhere. You make your way up to the curtain. You have arrived in front of it. There's these two bodyguards, and quickly past you runs a short individual, probably a dwarf, given her height and just her stocky nature. Runs by you really quickly, holding a drink on a tray. The drink is just a tall champagne flute full of a bubbly pink drink of some kind. Quickly runs in. The bouncer immediately pulls the curtain to the side to let her through. and you get a view of what the inside of this area looks like. And you can see these steps that have a rug to them. The rug ends, and it's all stone. And there are these pools all around, almost like, think koi pond. And there are at least two, because you kind of see the edge of one and more of another as the curtain's pulled. Inset couches, circular couches, that are set in, and then one side is like a glass wall and like looks into the pond as if it was an aquarium. Other than that, these stones seems to go back, and there clearly is some form of chair at the very back of this room, but you get like a second of it before the curtain closes back down.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk. I think at this point, just because of where her mental state is at, it's almost like those guards are invisible. In her mind, her mom is just behind that curtain. So she sort of tunnel vision and keeps moving.
You walk up to these guards, and of course, one of them steps like, "Excuse me, do you have a meeting?"
Tell her daughter is here to see her. We have to talk.
Both the men kind of go like wide-eyed. One starts kind of grinning awkwardly, looks at each other, and you see the guard, like one guard steps in front of you. The other guard puts his hand like in between the curtains, like he's reaching into the room, and you see him like move his arm, like he's doing some kind of hand wave, and immediately someone pulls the curtains apart, and you are met with this very tan-skinned, this deep, dark chocolate brown hair elvish woman, also in bright red dress, very pretty, honestly. And she kind of pulls apart, and she looks down, and it's just, "Who are you?"
Who are you?
"You can call me Lotus."
Lotus, tell Jormungandr that Morningstar is here to see her.
Morningstar. She like really looks at you, looks into your eyes, and like looks at your scales, your tail. And her eyes kind of get really wide for a second. And she just sort of is like looks back, looks at you. "Oh, a moment." And she very quickly flits back into the room and shuts the curtain. Nothing is audible on the other side, but you do hear very low, a very gruff voice, like someone whose throat's been torn up by something, whether it be maybe smoking or something. Fine. Let her in. And she coughs. And Lotus reappears at the curtain and goes, "Fine. You may come in and sit down." And pulls the curtain aside and lets you in.
I will walk in.
And of course, Lotus looks expectantly at the rest of the party, like, "If you're gonna get in, get in."
Yeah, like, unless Morningstar has made any indication that she would like to stop holding Mojave's hand, Mojave is still holding her right there alongside her, like, 100%.
Oh yeah, she wouldn't have let go. Yeah.
Then he is along for the ride.
Yeah, I imagine it would have been like her pulling him with her. Probably not intentionally like trying to tug him or anything, but she's so focused that she's just like, iron grip on his hand and walking in.
He is keeping pace.
I was gonna say Cloudy was just kind of looking around astrally and just being like, "This is sus. This is sus as all hell." And we'll stick by the rest of the group.
Actually speaking, Lotus is a mage. And the air is thick with just residual astral energy.
All right.
As Lotus lets everyone in, you are treated to the room. It's exactly what you thought it would be. It's a large, almost, best way to put it is like a rounded, rectangular room with rounded corners. All of it's just this stone pathway and water and little waterfalls everywhere. It's a very beautiful area. There's koi fish in the pond. All black and white koi fish, you notice. Lotus quickly moves around you, and there are lily pads that are set into the water. And Lotus seems to almost very carefully pick her steps, where there's certain lily pads that seem to have stone pillars below them. They're not actually real. They're more like steps if you know where to walk. And very gracefully she moves very quickly to this stone item in the back is actually a chair, a very large built chair with like a cushion in it and multiple blankets that kind of line off of it. And you notice that the chair itself is very wide and very back set. Like even T, if he were to sit in this, his knees would be pushed out. Like he could not. Yeah, he'd be swinging his feet. This is clearly built massively. Like the biggest troll might actually have problems sitting in this. Lotus makes her way around the throne and towards a back curtain, all black curtain, black velvet. Opens the curtain a little bit and sort of talks very quietly to someone behind it. And then just sort of like nods, walks out towards the throne, walks out to you all and goes, you all will have to wait one moment. She needs to prepare to come out here. Might I get you any refreshment while you wait?
No, thank you.
No.
I'm good.
Jay
What
will
have
look
you
around.
got?
Go ahead, sorry.
That Cloudy will kind of just ask, what do you have?
Lotus kind of like calmly walks up to you, looks you up and down, like kind of looks you in the eyes and just, let me guess. A nice whiskey, possibly even brandy.
A whiskey will be good.
And everyone else is a no?
Well, I'll take a snake in the grass if that's okay.
Lotus pauses and just looks at you. Funny. I'll see what the bartender can cook up for you. And she leaves you all alone, and you are left in the quiet of this area, just the water flowing everywhere as everything kind of settles in. And as
T is staying back by the door,
perfectly fair.
so that if something happens and they come through the door, it's T they're going to run into.
Fair. Lotus kind of there's almost this side entrance that Lotus takes through the curtains. Although you'll notice when she goes through them, the curtain doesn't move, and there's no cut in the curtains. She just walks through the solid curtains. And you'll also notice that in this space, the low music outside is much, much quieter. Like, barely audible. And below the or above the water, as it really starts quieting, you start hearing this very ragged breathing that's audible. And this shuffling sound and creaking like someone is getting out of some kind of like bed or something. And you'll watch as the back curtain ever slightly moves, like someone is reaching for it and trying to pull it open. And as I am a horrible person, that's where we're ending this season.
Yay!
I am a bad man.
I need about 15 fucking seconds, my guy. I'm gonna need a moment.
You all will have to come back next week if you want to know what Jormungandr looks like. My fucking voice cracked.
How fucking dare you?
You all can come back next week if the DM is alive, because I think Morningstar is going to kill me. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and thank you all for playing. Well, I request that Shiv goes and finds us someone to raid. Something that's rude. Someone to raid. Anyone, of course, is an option. We will go in order of... most likely to stab the DM in his sleep. Morningstar! Who are you and why do you exist?
In your sleep? For what you just did to me? I want you to be awake! What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna steal this one because, DM, I know where you live.
Oh no!
Wow.
This is happening. This may be our last game because I think the GM's dead.
I'm stealing this invitation to self-promo. I'm Daybreakathon. You can find me stealing other things in video games over on my channel, Daybreakathon. I also play Mojave here, and Hatfield on Fridays. Written a couple of fantasy novels that Naskavian is very kindly holding up. Check them out. I highly recommend them. I worked very hard. I did the character art for the characters who I can't talk. I did the character art for the characters who have art, and my commissions are open if you'd like me to do some art for you as well. And I think that's everything, except to say, as always, my dog says hi.
Hi, Puppers.
Hi, Puppy.
Yes, I'm not gonna kill our DM, everyone. I love Softy very, very much.
I make no promises.
But they got me. They definitely got me. I was invested, okay? Not just character was invested, me, Chastity, was invested. You can find me all over the internet as the Risa Rave. I do TTRPGs. I am here on Mondays playing Morningstar, and on Friday I play Acheron in our VTM game Oxford's Ashes. I am also part of Lanyap Gaming. We're currently on a little content break right now, but you can find all of our former stuff that we've done in the VODs on YouTube. We've got pretty much everything so far of like VTM, Hunters, one-shots, Morkborg one-shots, and there's definitely more things to come where you might see some people that are here with me now in as well. Other than that, I have spicy links both on OnlyFans and Patreon. If you're interested in that sort of thing, check out the links and it will lead you to where you need to go. But be respectful, or else.
Or else we'll all come to kill you. I guess next person close enough who could kill me. Cloudy, who are you and why do you exist?
Hey, I am Lord Rodon. I play Cloudburst here on Mondays, and I do basically nothing else on the internet note. And I exist to be incredibly frustrated by a lack of subtlety. Oh no, we lost a beep.
Naskavian.
No!
We lost Naskavian. Oh, he's back! He's back!
Okay, he's back.
We've returned him. Everyone's all messed up.
Oh, yes.
He's back though.
Oh no. Oh no.
Alright, next in line, who may or may not know where I live. T, who are you and why do you exist?
Hey, I'm Slippery Nos. I stream here on Twitch. Middle of the week, a lot of variety. I'm here Mondays, obviously, for Shadowrun ST103. Fridays, I'm Slip of Clan Nosferatu. That's it.
Name makes sense. Naskavian, are you with us?
Are you alive?
Yes. That was weird. Discord just crashed on me. Okay, so
Your camera's still not
Never
on,
know
so
what
if you're
that's
gonna
like.
show stuff, we won't be able to see it.
Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. You guys, how's that? Sorry about
Yes, hey, you're back!
that.
Good.
Discord just
We're good?
completely
Think we're
crashed.
good? Yeah,
Okay.
and everybody's in the right place.
I am Naskavian. I play Jason on Shadowrun every Monday on Table of Horrors, and I play Barry Bean every Friday One Table of Horrors for VTM, and I have some friends who have written books. Our very own Daybreakathon has written these 2 books, Wordbreaker and Windswept, and they are part of the Shattered World stories. And I also have a friend who wrote their first book, Obelisk: The Long Dream. It's epic fantasy, and he also has a little QR code there if anyone wants to scan it. All right, that's everything.
Woo! Okay. My brain just melted. I was fucking scared. I was gonna put myself out there. I am your Cosmic GM. Hopefully I will survive till next week.
We'll see.
I am Soft Nomicon. Here on Mondays, obviously, I am Cosmic GM. On Fridays, I play Ebony of Clan Ventru, the biggest goth bitch in the world. I have my own channel, Variety Stream, where I do video games and artwork. For those video games, goodness knows, I've been playing Sons of the Forest, a lot of weird stuff, and I don't know, probably try to play some puzzle games and chill out. And for artwork, who knows what I do when I want to do it. I have my commissions open. I can draw you artwork if you would like. The model you see speaking was drawn by me. I have a Patreon where I'm making a coloring book. The Periodic Table of Monsters is what I think I'm gonna finally call it, because I like that.
It's excellent.
I am
Go check it out.
I am Shiv's Hedgehog Husband. I didn't forget that. I have that, Shiv, don't worry. And just because I'm reading it in chat now, also, yeah, come join our Discord and watch YouTube and stuff. We have a lot of all of the old VODs and stuff are on there. It's great. I totally watch them, actually. Other than that, I think I have everything. Goodness gracious, Lord Almighty. Whoever the hell listens. We are going to be rating Lost Caravan RPG, and they're playing the Aliens RPG right now, which is very fun. And once I see that little raid thing pop up, I'll pick someone to say something. There it is. And we cannot go anywhere until Morningstar says the line.
Mom, are you real?